first 15 years trying to get out of the woods because I thought it was horrible. And I spent the next 20 years trying to get back. The truth of the matter is we need to be well-rounded individuals like our forefathers were.
Wish death upon me. Lord, I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on me. Have mercy on my soul. Somewhere my heart turned cold. Have mercy on many men. Many men. Wish death upon me.
Oh, yeah, here we are again. You know the place, right here in Appalachia. I am T, your host with Mountain Readiness. We're doing it again, y'all. We're doing it again. What do we got in the house tonight? Let's see. I seen a bunch of comments popping up there. I know Teresa, Mama Teresa, made it in first before everyone else. Congrats on being number one, Teresa. You are always number one in my book. Who else we got in there? Mr. Patrick 7. Ramon, we've got a whole bunch of FIB. We got a whole bunch of new people in the house here. I'm sure it's for our guest tonight. Thanks for joining in tonight. Another Mountain Readiness here. Man, what you guys been up to? I've been nonstop busy. Of course, we are only a couple weeks out from Mountain Readiness May Expo. Gonna be awesome. I know all you guys are chomping at the bit for that schedule. You know, I'm always running behind on the schedule, but it's almost done. We're going to have that thing wrapped up this week. Make sure if you ain't got your tickets, get those tickets to Mountain Readiness Expo May 1st through the 3rd. We got all the cool people is going to be there. Tactical Rifleman, Alan K. We got Mission Mules. We've got hands-on sheep processing, hands-on chicken processing, live music, giveaways, you name it. We've got it. It's a one-stop shop. Make sure to get, if you want to, click that link right there, scan it, do all that cool stuff. Hey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Throw us a little love there so the algorithm gods that hate us will show us a little love. What else do we have here? Brought to you by tonight, the Sovereign Health Summit. You guys know how this works, man. If you ain't got your health, you ain't got nothing. So we are bringing all of the best names in the business, in the world of alternatives and circadian health. Barbara O'Neill, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Jonathan Otto, or that's Jonathan Otto, Dr. E. Lee. Good grief. We've got UFC champion Pat Miletich, Doc Will Spencer with Soil Saviors and Cell Saviors. This thing is lined up. We are literally pushing from soil to soul. That's the phrase that we have coined on this, because we are talking about soil health. We are talking about health for you. We are talking about health every direction we can possibly go, because in this day and age, we need it, man. We are getting beat up nonstop from the sky, from the water, from the food. You guys know how this is. Those, as my good friend and partner at the Sovereign Health Summit says, Mr. Billy Bond with Perma Pastures Farms, the higher powers that shouldn't be, man, they are hitting us with everything they've got. We've got to be able to take care of ourselves. We've got to be better than they are. So a little bit of prayer, a lot of bit of prayer, and a little bit of know-how. Check us out at the Sovereign Health Summit. Also brought to you by my good friend Kyle over at Gahagan Customs. We got some big stuff coming out this year. Mr. Kyle with Gahagan Customs, you know him, my friend, the bladesmith. He makes all kinds of cool knives. The dude is phenomenal when it comes to a piece of hot steel. We are coming out with a Mountain Readiness blade. Yes, Kyle and I put it together. We designed this. I just give you a little weird picture. You can't even tell what it is. That's on purpose. That's on purpose, y'all. We want you to be in suspense, but I'm super excited. I'm hoping it'll be done by May. I've been told it's going to be done by May. We shall see. We shall see. So, man, we got a ton of people over here in the comments. Good to have all y'all on board. Thanks for joining us tonight. But let's get into this. So look here, guys. What I wanted to start this out with, just, it's not like a doom gloom type thing. It's just the opposite. It's one of those, there is not a lot of people in this world, guys, who root for you. There's not a lot of people in this world who have your back, who have your best interest in mind. I'm just going to tell you that. The more I do business in this realm of preparedness, of course, I was a regional operations director for years with all kinds of customers. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Most people in this day and age and world do not want to see you succeed. They don't want to see you win. They are more concerned with themselves and what they can get from you. And so a lot of people ask me all the time, they're like, T, you should work with these people. You should work with those people. Why aren't you doing something with these people? I'll tell you why. Because most people don't have your best interest in mind. They do not care. They care more about their self. They care more about the spotlight than they do you, or being a contribution to what you're doing. And so there's very few people that I will team up with or even talk with, because every time I turn around, I was just on the phone with Matt, NC Scout Brush Beater, talking about this very same thing, how people just show up, come to your classes, come to your event, steal ideas, do stuff behind your back, stick the knife in, give it a hard twist, because that's the world that we live in this day and age. People just, they're good with doing that. There is no moral. There is no help others. There is no raise and lift others up. People talk about that phrase, a rising tide rises all ship. 99% of them do not care. They want to see you sink. And so the people that I team up with are ones that I have found that truly care about what they're doing, such as the Angry American, Chris Weatherman. Since day one, a lot of the people that are in this chat that have been part of the Mountain Readiness community, that has backed us up, that has helped us, that has promoted us. And in return, we try to build them up and do the same thing. We keep our circle tight, because there's tons out there that want to do nothing else but destroy everything of the hard work that you have put into. So tonight, our guests are just the opposite of everything that I just named. They are people that care about what they're doing. They are gentlemen that actually care about their fellow man and woman, and they want to see people succeed. They want to see people become more prepared, and that's why they're on our show tonight. So without further ado, please welcome Patrick Henry and Bobby Spags from Midwest Preparedness. How you doing?
Pete? What's up, buddy? How you doing tonight, brother?
We are doing good, man. We are doing good. Thank you for coming on. You know, I was that build up here. There's a lot of craziness that goes on in this world, even in the realm of preparedness. It seems like people that are supposed to be helping one another, and really, it's not. It's just what they can get from you. And I don't like to be the guy to. I never call people out by names, but at the same time, you know, it's just, I guess, human nature, sin human nature. People want to promote themselves, and they want to make sure that that they are the one catching the credit. I don't personally care, but I keep that community tight. When I first talked to you, Patrick, I reached out to you because I kept seeing you guys. You know, I talked to Bill, and he was like, "Oh yeah, man, Bill, these guys are awesome. You know, I've known them for years." And I was like, you know, I got to reach out to these guys because they really seem like they have their heart in the right place. And in this day and age, man, solid people are few and far between. So I'm sure you guys have a lot of stories but before we get into anything like that, for our audience, I'm sure there's people out here that will see this, that are in the chat right now, who have no idea who you guys are. And so why don't you just take a turn, tell everybody about yourself, and then we can talk about what Midwest Preparedness is doing.
Yeah, real quick, T. Just want to give a shout out to all your Mountain Readiness folks in the chat tonight. Thank you all for coming out, seeing us. Thank you for being on the live stream. Give a shout out to our friends from Midwest Preparedness Project. We got Sam Russell, Skanes Girl, Jules, Matt Hammis. Matt, I always butcher your last name. I love you, brother. You know that.
Get a better last name.
Matt always corrects me when I say it wrong too, and I say it wrong the next time. I'm like, damn it. But
That's all right.
Thank you for having us on tonight. It's a pleasure. My brother Bobby Spags and I were blessed to be here. We're with the Midwest Preparedness Project, like you said. Billy speaks so highly of you as well. And I think it's providence that we're having this conversation tonight. Like you said, you reached out to us on social media. We had a couple of brief conversations, found out right off the bat we were going to be doing karate in the garage later. And then here we are.
So, and then of course, Bobby Spags. Now you guys, you are now, Patrick, you're like the founder of the Midwest Preparedness Project. Is that correct?
Founder is
kind of sort of.
It's a strange word. I mean, but truth be told, this whole thing started with an idea. I think I missed her name, but there was a gal in the chat in the comment section who talked about the tribe. And really, this all came from an evolution of a tribe. It started off as a couple of families getting together. It evolved into the Midwest Preparedness Project. And yes, if founders want somebody wants to call me, that's my dog.
That's all right.
But what I like to refer to myself is more or so just the guy that runs around shaking hands, picking up trash, and remembering people's names. Bobby does all the
Sounds like we have the same title. Everybody's like, what do you, man, it's so awesome what you do. I was like, I know, I scrub toilets, set up tents, empty the trash, and make sure everybody has a good time.
I am the janitor. Ask Bobby. I'm constantly running around. What do I always say at the festivals? Handing out water. Hydrate or die.
Hydrate or die.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's my job, team.
Yep.
Right.
Very, very
We're in the same boat. And then Spags. Of course, the name Spags is the shortened version. I was told. Then I saw on Facebook, I was like, yeah, I can't say his last name. We'll just go with Spags.
Well, you know how us Italians are. We like to throw extra vowels into things just to screw with everybody's day. But yeah, I'm Bobby Spags. I'm the vice president of Midwest Preparedness Project, and I'm the master of ceremonies. Patrick was gracious enough to bring me into the fold. 2022 time period, yep. 2023, somewhere in there. I don't know. I've had a whiskey since then. I can't remember the exact date or time, but pretty much I work with Patrick hand in hand to try to herd the cats in the direction that they need to go in order to make the project bigger and better every year.
Yeah,
fine job at that he does.
Now, you guys have been rolling at this for quite some time. When did this all actually kick off? I mean, from the beginning, when was that?
Our first Midwest Preparedness Project festival, as it is today, happened in 2015. There was just, again, like I said, maybe 8 or 9 families sitting around a campfire thinking, and having a conversation over some bourbon. How cool would this be if we could take this, to the masses? If we could include more people, build the community, build the tribe, show everyone else that preparedness is not something scary that Nat Geo portrayed as a bunch of weirdos, trying to fight the zombie apocalypse. But it's about like a average, everyday, a septic system collapse, or teaching someone how to butcher chickens, how to grow comfrey in your backyard, how to use medicine that God put, on the earth for us, all those kind of things. And it has evolved into, a full-blown festival since Bobby helped, start MC. His real name is Bunker Buster Bobby. I don't know if you guys knew that. We call him Triple B here, Bunker Buster Bobby.
Bunker Buster Bobby. Yeah.
But 2015 is really when we kicked things off, T. And it started to evolve right around the time. Again, like Bobby said, he jumped on board, and he was instrumental in the evolution of where we are today. So hat tip to my dog, and
there you have it, and a fist bump to wrap it up on. No, I mean, it's awesome that you guys have been in the realm for that long, and that speaks volume in itself. There's no doubt that you can tell by an event. I mean, you guys have been steadily growing, and that many years still together, still doing what you're doing. I mean, that's phenomenal. That says something in itself about tribe and community. And I think that's what really resonated with me when we talked. It was crazy when I called you up, Patrick. We had that conversation, and it was like I'd known you for the past 10 years,
Same.
Easy to talk to. We were on the same page on a lot of things. We had the same goals. And I was like, man, these are some people that we need to collaborate with. I mean, it doesn't matter sometimes you can make it to each other's events, sometimes you can't, but at the same time promoting people of like mind who have the same values, because values are another thing that just do not exist anymore, man. Look, I'm not going to get all crazy on it, but as well as I do, living in a world of pedophiles and overseers that are eating babies and stuff. I mean, this world is jacked, and we need to be strong within our communities and our tribes, spiritually, number one.
100% agree with that, man. I in the evolution of who I am, I've come to understand that the word tolerance is a word used by men with no standards.
Damn.
You can't
Amen
tolerate, you cannot tolerate evil, and you cannot have a society that is going to be sound and march into the next generation if everybody is doing their own thing, engaging in their own brand of bullshit, engaging in their own forms of this, that, and the other. You have to have solidarity. You have to have core, cohesive, actual moral foundation with other people, because if not, you can pretend all day. You can slap the Band-Aid of multiculturalism on anything you want, and within 2 generations, your kids are going to be fighting each other, no matter how good your intentions were in the beginning.
Yep, you nailed it. You nailed it. And that's what we're currently looking at. I mean, look at what, let's be honest here, in this day and age that we live in. I'm not gonna go all crazy with, talking against women's rights and all this kind of stuff. But as well as I do, and look, all you ladies out there, I just had this conversation with my wife just the other day. All you ladies out there, it's crazy that this world decided, about 100 years ago that a woman should not have to stay at home with children. Now I'm not saying you have to, but I'm saying that it was demonized. It was like, oh, what? You mean you're staying at home with the kids? And the next thing you know, all these kids get thrown into the public education indoctrination system. And look at us now, this day and age. This is a train wreck, because not only did both parties get to contribute to the good old taxes, the husband and the wife, now we get the double dip on them taxes, but our children are being thrown to the wolves because they have to. And people wonder why we have all this craziness going on in the world today. I don't know. I'm sure you guys got the same viewpoints, it sounds like, as I do when it comes down to this.
Very much. I think the minute that the powers that be, that Billy Bond, who is a very good friend of ours, you're right, he says that the powers that shouldn't be, when they determined that they could get husbands and wives to vote against each other instead of households voting in unity, that they were going to destroy the family unit from that point on. And it's just been downhill ever since.
Yeah, yes. House divided is way easier to control and conquer. Yep. Putting people in that position, like Bobby said, where you've got a mom and a dad that are voting against each other because of their upbringing or whatever their political affiliation is, that's right where they want you. Yep. They want you in that position of where you don't understand what sovereignty means, where you don't understand what it means to be the commander of your household, of your family, where you too make executive decisions based on your faith, your family, and the fellowship that you keep. Yep. Because without those core tenets in your life, again, it's easy to be distracted and it's easy to be divided.
Man, and here we are today. It is. The world just went topsy-turvy, and I think that you guys are shooting for what I am as well. It's try to bring people back to being capable of taking care of themselves, man. The handouts are strong in this world. You can get whatever you want as long as you are willing to play the game, as long as you're willing to not contribute, not work, and be a part of this system, which is straight evil. I mean, the whole system is designed to make us little worker ants. And and when the bell rings to get up and go do what we're told, and the bell rings and sit down to eat, and the bell rings to do this and that and stare at the rectangle of death that we're currently on, this in itself is a sick thing. I was actually having a conversation with another gentleman that was on the show, and I was like, I think I was on his podcast, and I told him, I said, man, I hope one day no one ever sees anything that I post on social media.
Yeah,
because it means that they're actually doing something good with their life. You know, and it's a two-edged sword, man. It's a two-edged sword. We have to do this in order to get the word out to people, but we've been so indoctrinated and so brainwashed. This is it. This is the world that we live in.
Yeah, T, they turned us into a domesticated product. That system that you talked about, you know, that's been 100 years plus in the making, they have turned us into free-range humans living on a ginormous tax farm where we think we have freedom to do what we want, but don't pay your income tax. Don't pay your property tax. Find out how free you really are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know, I just had this conversation with about 340 people. I don't know if you guys have ever been on, what is the name of that, Reddit? I don't know if you've ever posted on Reddit, but I'm going to tell you right now, it is the Wild West, and everyone on Reddit will hate you.
Yep.
It's just is what it is. And I posted a video about how we truly don't own anything, you know, and the closest thing to freedom that you can do is to take hold of your own personal life, try to be self-employed, because that's a huge thing. When you are calling the shots, you're not answering to the man. And you can actually dedicate more time. You know, my wife is now full-time on the homestead. That's what she does for a full-time job. It's taken us years to get here. And we ain't out of the suck yet. There's no doubt. But, you know, she gets up in the morning and she does chores, and we process chickens, and she goes to the market and she does all the things. And I really think that's what we were supposed to be doing. You know, we were taken away from that. And so I think it's so important what you guys are doing. What we're doing is to bring people back and show them that, hey, look, there is another way. And our forefathers, they lived like this. That was, you know, instead of a garden being looked at as a hobby, we need to start looking at it as life or death, because that was it. You sucked. If you sucked at preparedness a couple hundred years ago, you didn't live.
You died.
You died. It was that important.
Our good friend Nicole over at SRF, she has a T-shirt. I love this T-shirt, but it's very simple. What we call preparedness or prepping, Grandma called Tuesday. It was just a fact of life. That's how people. You were raised like that. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
You know, it was something that you did as a way of life. You didn't think about it as preparedness. You didn't think about it as homesteading, prepping. None of those things. It was just what you did to survive. And we've gotten out of that. We've become domesticated. We got pushed into all of these micro cities, in these high-rise shopping centers, and places where you have all this convenience. And that's the thing. What does convenience do?
Makes you soft.
Makes you soft. That's right.
Makes you soft. Oh, I'm soft compared to what I used to be, living out in the sticks, you know, barely surviving. It was still better because it made you tough. You know, sovereign is such an awesome word that doesn't get used. We actually went back and forth on the Sovereign Health Summit. We were talking different names. We settled on the Sovereign Health Summit because of just the root of that word is so powerful. And that's what we've done, I think, in this day and age. We have traded our sovereignty for convenience. That's what it is. You know, we traded the ability to take care of ourselves, no matter how hard it was, for push button instant gratification. And that's why we have our issues today.
100%. If you shut off the power grid right now and people could not go order their triple foam, double pump espresso with latte extra, you know, if they couldn't go get that tomorrow, how would those people actually go about their lives? How many of those people would actually lose their crap and then go off the deep end? I'd venture to guess it'd be more than you'd expect. Most people today don't know how to grow tomatoes. You know, they don't know how to turn it. In the words of Bobby Spags, they don't know how to turn up. Well, actually, it was
they came from Spags Unfiltered in the old days.
The angry Bobby, they don't know how to turn off their TV and grow a tomato. They really don't. And the truth is, if more people understood how to do that, I think we would have a much more civilized society, a more sovereign society.
Well, everybody would be too tired to cause problems.
Man,
that's the whole thing.
You nailed it.
So tired, you would not have a chance to screw with your fellow man. You couldn't engage in the 7 deadly sins if you had spent 12 hours working on the property and fixing the things that you had to sort of rig along the way. There's truth to be said about the tiredness of a hard day's work.
You nailed it right there. That was the one thing growing up as a kid, being off grid, doing all the things, no electricity, no running water, splitting firewood, weeding the garden. At the end of the day, you were so tired. We couldn't even see straight as children. Like we had nothing left in us to cause trouble. And I think you hit the nail right on the head, Bobby. We've got too much time on our hands.
We're too bored. We're too damn bored. And there's too many options, man. Like I know that, look, I am 100% an unapologetic free market capitalist. But the downside to all of that is now we have a cereal aisle the length of a semi-truck at Walmart. Like we have so many choices now.
Right.
And it's crap in a can, crap in a bag, crap in a box. And choose your flavor of crap today and brush your teeth with this crap in a tube. So
right.
It's all again, like Randall from Grunt Proof says, it's all fake and gay.
Yeah, consumerism has killed individualism. The person that is, cliche, someone that is they got a little hobby farm in their backyard, they grow tomatoes in their apartment. Those type of people, those are our people. The people that don't know, like we just had a workshop here a while back with Master Gardener. We brought people in from the city. Like it was amazing to me how many people didn't really comprehend how easy it is to actually grow your own food, or how easy it is to process a chicken. They were raised in that society that you talk about, where convenience has killed the innovation of the average American spirit to provide for themselves and their family.
Right. On purpose, I might add. I mean, this has been a game plan forever. I feel like there is that select bloodline that's been around. And you get off in the tangent, but I think that they've been around for thousands of years. And this has just been the game plan.
It's the lizard people.
Them lizard people, the grays, maybe it's the grays, whatever it may be underground. But it doesn't. I'm surprised how many people are surprised with where they're at. They're like, I can't believe that we're here right now. When you look at just the past 100 years, I mean, we have went from victory gardens and raising the kids, and all the children they knew how to grow a garden and plant and process animals and do all these things because that was life. And that's all been stripped away. And then I remember as a kid, the few times that we went to school when we weren't being homeschooled, computer programming was coming out, dial up and all that stuff. I remember, you guys remember dial up. I'm sure you've been around long enough for that. And, and everyone wanted to be a computer programmer. Like, it's like, oh yeah, computer this, IT that, and it has its place. There's no doubt. But me being the dummy that I am, I stayed in trades because I suck at tech. That's why the Russ of Oz back here behind the curtains, that's why he's doing all the buttons. Because when I do this, I jack it all up and do stupid stuff. So Russ helps me out. But, if it doesn't have pictures, man, or if I can't touch it and hold it, I can't do it. And so I went with the trades. Now, all of a sudden, in this day and age, you look, where are the trades? That's something that I really want to start pushing at Mountain Readiness. And I'm sure you guys are probably doing the same, like the trades, like plumbing, carpentry, all these things. It blows my mind how many people cannot do basic things with their homes this day and age.
Yep.
So
for sure, we have absolutely been pushed into a corner, into a box of unintelligence. And I believe that's by design, both by the Rockefeller School of Medicine, and two, the public education system under with Robert Dewey from the Dewey Decimal System.
Did you say the Prussian education system?
The Prussian education system designed to make.
Hold up! Are you trying to say that the Rockefeller starting the AMA was? Are you? Is that what you're trying to say, Bobby?
Bro, I've got more tinfoil hats than Reynolds rep. Just saying. Hey. Reynolds rep buys stock in me with the number of tinfoil hats I've got. Yes, the Rockefellers are the most easily one of the most detrimental families in the history of the
Still.
United States for certain, and they still are. And you're absolutely correct in everything you're saying, that we've been pushed into a box where everything, again, you're poisoned from the sky, you're poisoned from the screen, you're poisoned from the water, you're poisoned from the food, you're poisoned from the education, from the entertainment to the music. All of it is just pure poison. It's become almost impossible to find anything that edifies the mind, body, and soul, which is why we're so passionate about Midwest Preparedness Project. You come out to our event, you're going to see a feral pack of kids, 50 strong, running around barefoot, dirt smeared all over them, jumping into the lake, scraping up on zebra mussels just to go swimming with each other. I mean,
Nice.
the immunities in that we're developing, we should be getting a Nobel Peace Prize for what we're doing for the healthcare system.
Right? Hey, calm down. They're going to come up with a new jab for that if we say it too loud.
Oh,
no
man.
doubt. Yeah,
I
that's
am-
right around
I-
the
I am-
corner, I'm sure.
I am unvaxxed and ready to talk politics.
You know what?
Man,
My
you come to
DNA
the right
is
place. Here's the beautiful part of it is that I'm not monetized, so it doesn't matter.
all right.
Yep,
There
I,
is zero monetization, and there
Yep.
never will be. I actually could be monetized over on Facebook and
Rumble.
and I think it's right. Yeah. And I'm just like, nah, because then that just gives you that a little bit more control. Right now, I'm trying to use these platforms of death to try
Yeah.
to bring life to a few people. But you know, you start getting that monetization,
Yeah.
all of a sudden they
Well, now
got you.
Yeah. Now you're incentivized to stay, and now you've got to do 2 long form videos a week and 16 shorts a day.
Well,
It's poison. Like you said, when people like us do this, it's supposed to be lifting other people up. So we should be lighting the fuse on our own death when it comes to what we do here.
from the
Right.
marketing world, they call that gamification.
Yeah.
They put those little carrots in front of you to incentivize you, like Bobby said, to do more. And then you start tracking your metrics. They want you to actively go out, and then you really start cutting your own throat. You start tripping over your own feet. You start competing with the algorithm. You start analyzing what other YouTube channels like yours are doing. It really is, in my opinion, a rat race only fit for those that seek consumerism. Those that aren't really true to what they're speaking about. They're just saying the next talking point so they can get another subscriber, or they can get another monetization point, or earn a couple more coins to build their castles with.
Yep.
That's it. Another like and another click. No, you know, it's I chased that dollar for years, man. Growing up as I did, and I know you guys, you know, a lot of people have a rough life growing up. A lot of people have rough lives trying to make ends meet. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, well, I feel sorry for me. No, on the contrary, my life as a youngster was great for helping me prepare for hard times that I'm sure will be coming, that are coming our way. And so I'm not sad at all that I was raised like I was, but there's no doubt that people, you know, growing up like that, being poor as a child, I'm like, oh man, I never want to be poor again. I'm going to do whatever I have to make a dollar. And so for years chasing that dollar, you know, I never understood that whole money is the root of all evil thing until I got older and took a step back and said, man, I have spent the best years of my life chasing pieces of paper with dead people printed on it.
Yeah.
You know, and I could have cut a lot of these costs if I just would have gotten back to the basics, you know, like graze your food. You know, how much money can you cut out of the equation? I had 4 children, 2 sons, 2 daughters, and they ate like horses. And it's like, oh man, I got to go to the grocery store again. Should have been raising that big garden and put them all out in there and had them working that thing, because the way I was raised, because it was amazing. My father turned pennies into copper wire, man, squeezed the shit out of a buffalo nickel because it just didn't exist. It didn't exist.
Yeah.
So you had to do those things. And I think if people would start doing that, and there we go, that's it. That's going to be my book. My book's coming out, Talents of a Misspent Youth. Thank you, Russ, man. So, but you know, speaking of Russ, I got to throw Russ out a plug here, because Russ is also an author, and he has just come out with his not first, but second book, which I believe will be debuting at Mountain Readiness, if I'm not mistaken. And he's saying yes. So there you guys go. The Hanging Creek Chronicles, Echoes of Rebellion, available now on Kindle and paperback. Scan that code. Check out Russ's books. Post-apocalyptic author, and with a twist. There's a lot of learning that's in Russ's books, so make sure to give him some love, y'all. Check him out. And you will find that at Mountain Readiness, we have a lot of great authors. We've got Chris Weatherman, the Angry American. We've got Franklin Horton, of course, the godfather of post-apocalyptic preparedness books. But Russ is part of our inner tribe. And so we got to make sure that we give him the shout out. Good on you, Russ. Appreciate you, everything that you do for us, and sell all them books. He'll also be at CanCon. He just got a write-up in Recoil Off-Grid magazine. So check that out too, man. That was really awesome. But let's talk about Midwest preparedness a little bit. So you had the humble beginnings. You guys have just a few people getting together. The next thing you know, it starts evolving into something more, something bigger, something better. And so tell everybody, where is it and what you guys got going on? Because I believe you guys are the weekend right after our event, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, in the original formulation of the Midwest Preparedness Project, we really were just a bunch of idiots that like to get together, shoot guns, drink whiskey, smoke cigars, and talk about how cool we were, until we realized that at the core of what we were doing, we were missing three valuable components. We were missing faith, family, and fellowship. And when we brought together those three components, put them in a big pot, stirred them together, this is where it took off and evolved. Where people like Bill Allman, that cat that jumped in there in the chat, Julie, Sam Russell, some of these other fine folks that are chatting in the comment section tonight, they came around, and now the festival wouldn't be the same without them. So we seek to build resilience in our communities. We seek to enlighten people with those old school methodologies, the ways of just living, how Grandma called it Tuesday, by posting these fantastic workshops that Bobby slaves his knuckles to the bone to put together, getting together these people of like-minded kindred spirit, and then allowing them the opportunity to just stew together for a week-long festival that our sponsors pay 100% of. We don't charge any entry fee. The bar to entry is as low as we could get it. In fact, if we could drag people, by their shirt collar and show them, like there's a meme, like it's got the guy holding this lady's eyes open, and it's from a movie. But anyways,
that sounds like the DNC and how they get people to vote, man. You got to be careful with that.
That's exactly what we do to show them preparedness it's not a bad word.
It isn't. And so, well, let's talk about this as well. So you guys are in, is it Topeka, Kansas? Did I get that right?
It's in between Lawrence and Topeka at a place called Clinton Lake. It's one of the state-run lakes owned by the Army Corps of Engineers.
Okay. All right. So, and I want to make sure that, and Russ, if you would kick that back up there so people can scan that. Y'all, if you are in the Midwest, and I am a Midwest born and raised. I was born in St. Louis, Missouri, grew up in the Ozarks, did not reside in St. Louis, Missouri very long. Not really for me. But my father was actually born in East St. Louis, Illinois. Of course, he was born in 1936. So things have changed over the years. But, being a Midwest person, that's quite the drive. FIB Preparedness is out there. Mike, where are you from? Is it Missouri that you're in? I think Mike's out there in Missouri too. Wanted to say.
Yeah.
Yep. So we've got some Midwesterners that travel back and forth to our event. So look, guys, make sure to scan that and jump in. Oh, Illinois. Ugh. Come on. Come on, Mike. You might as well live in Michigan. Wait, you might as well live in Michigan with Patrick 7.
I'm actually from Michigan. I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, not far from
my gosh.
Kind of same difference. We grew up poor too, but
yeah.
Hey, real quick shout out to Peggy Levion. Thanks for being here tonight. FIB, is that St. Louis in Illinois, or is it St. Louis in like Missouri? How do you guys say it out there? Is it Louis or Lewis?
I mean, I always said St. Louis. I've always said St. Louis. But I mean, St. Louis, I think, would be the more slang. I've heard it both ways. I've always called it St. Louis. Let's see. That's my website. It says behind enemy lines. No doubt. Anything in Illinois. That's for sure.
We hate traveling through Illinois.
Yeah.
We go to Kentucky. We go to
SRF in Kentucky Sustainable Living. We go all the way. We cut around St. Louis, go south, and we go. The only part of Illinois we go through is Cairo, because it's the most ridiculously interesting place you will ever drive through. It's like you've been through an apocalyptic town. It is the craziest thing you've ever seen.
Well, Gary, Indiana is a lot like that as well. For that matter, Detroit is kind of like that now. I was in Detroit not too long ago, and it's pretty post-apocalyptic. So, well, and living in Fort Wayne, Indiana, I mean, Detroit was 4 hours away, and then Chicago was about 4 hours away. So I frequented both. We used to go up to Detroit back before you needed a passport to jump over the bridge to Windsor, Canada. Right. So back in my young days, bouncing back and forth between those two big cities.
Your hell-raising days.
Yep. Thanks for 43 for that one.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I can tell you one thing, though. Don't never answer those border people the wrong way when you're crossing through. Like when they ask, where are you traveling to? What do you have with you? Man, you better be spot on. They are straight Nazis in there. I mean, they will rip you out the car, tear all your stuff out, strip you down. I mean, it is violent. So
wait, you mean
I don't know what it is like.
You mean it's okay for them to do that at their border, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
I mean, we all know who Justin Trudeau is, right? I mean, we'll just say it.
Yeah, we don't need to get any more deeper into that. There you have it. There you have it. It's just like
lizard people.
From the Wi-Fi, if you don't know, check it out. It's great. Yeah, fantastic.
But what you were saying about the Midwest, I just want to point out that we have people from Alaska who show up. We have people from Florida. We have a guy from England who comes out every year. Bernie from England comes to our event every year.
Bernie's going to speak this year on what?
Bernie is going to be on the on Scott Armstrong's podcast on Saturday, talking about how socialism destroyed his home country.
The evils of socialism in Great Britain.
Yeah. So don't let this be an excuse. That's a lame excuse. That's a 2026 excuse. It's a bullshit excuse. There are so many people who are like, man, if you were only 10 minutes closer. I'm like, guys, I've got people from Arkansas showing up. What's your problem?
Right.
Come on, you can do this.
Yeah, $6 a gallon for diesel, whatever. Loser.
Come on.
It's only money.
Sorry, Russ, we didn't mean to call you out like that.
It's just pieces of paper with dead people on it, guys.
That's
you can make more of it.
It is a graven image. Burn it to the ground.
I can't wait till they start taking silver for gasoline. Like at that point,
man,
like when the Atlas chaps and the Mohawks come out, I'm trading for silver, baby.
Silver was doing really good there for a bit. I mean, that's a lot of fuel for that matter for each doing
good. But look, this is how they manipulate you, right? Like silver was at like $39 an ounce forever. It goes all the way up to 100, and then it comes back down to 80. You're like, silver's crashing to 85. I'm like, it's twice what it was. What kind of a headline is that?
Oh yeah. I mean, and in all actuality, in 20 years, I actually have some silver that I bought 20 years ago for $5 an ounce.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah. And so, I mean, think about that though. When you're talking about investment, people's like, what are you going? You can't eat silver. Yeah, but it can get me across a checkpoint possibly.
I can bribe an official with it.
Yeah. Right. And I'll take my chances if you can. Yes.
People have got to get this barter thing right. You're not stocking up on things to barter with yourself. So stop looking at barter items as though it's through your own lens. Think about what other people are going to want.
Yes. Well, we've got Texas Tony he comes all the way from Texas, all the way here to North Carolina, and he's coming out and he's actually doing a class at the end of the event on distilling. And I was like, man, This is like the perfect. And so y'all out there in chat land right now, if you have not done Texas Tony's distilling class, he's going to get into not just the alcohol side of it, but fuels and the medicinal purposes of tinctures and all this type of stuff. I mean, that there, you want to talk about a bartering, that is worth its weight in gold right there.
Yeah.
So, it's things like that though. Silver. Look, I'm not saying go out and buy, $10,000 worth of silver. If you got it, cool, do it. But definitely prioritize. I think prioritizing is of the importance. If you are struggling to try to figure out how to have enough food for your family for extended amount of time, don't buy silver. All right. Also, let me throw this to you. If you are trying to figure out how to have enough money to invest in the right types of food to sustain your family's life, don't take up making leather clothing as a pastime. Like, my good friend Alan Kay, who won the first season of Alone, he is a big on the minimalist. Like, the dude is, he's an amazing when it comes to survival, homesteading, the whole bit. This guy does it all. But we were having this conversation over a little bit of a drink here last year, and we're sitting there and he was like, why do people learn how to make clothes? I'm like, man, that's deep. You're right. Like, I was like, why do people learn how to make shoes? Like, in what world would you ever, if the world ended right now, would we have to ever make clothes or shoes? I got enough clothes in the closet right here to last me 3 lifetimes.
Yeah.
I think that depends on which apocalyptic movie you watch. Like, if you're talking 1980s era, like, chaps are going to be in style. I'm telling you, man, they're going to make a comeback.
They are.
Oh yes.
But I mean, you could get away with just chopping the backside out of a good set of denim, get the same. I mean, you can get the same appearance.
Did you just assume my pronouns?
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. We're not
Yes, I
from San
did.
Francisco, T. Calm down.
This ain't West Coast preparedness project.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. And everybody's breaking out the whips and stuff. Man, look at the time. All right. Well, and that's a wrap.
Here we go. The guys on the front of the truck playing the flame throwing guitar.
Yeah.
That's it. Let's man, we got some comments coming up here. And so let's see here. We'll just zip through them here. Let's see here. Toombs, we want to hear you sing that. Oh, okay. I try to do the in case you guys don't know, that is the rap song by 50 Cent, Many Men, that I play on my intro just because it sounds cool. It's some AI, Terminator music. I don't know, but it sounds great. So I try to learn it. I'll see what I can do. My wife, Amber, is in here in the comments. I got some names. Bring me into coach. I think she's talking about chicken processing. Y'all, if you want to process chickens, that's happening at Mountain Readiness. We're going to process a bunch of chickens. It's start to finish, by the way. That's from raising them. What type of chicken do you need? Do you want a dual purpose? Do you want for eggs? Are you looking for whatever it may be? And then we're going to go through the whole processing. Then we're also going to go into the breakdown and packaging. And of course, our mutual friend, Mr. Billy Bond and William Bond, will be there. They will be doing a sheep processing, same thing. How to raise them, the intro level stuff to the full dispatch, break it down, package it, the whole bit, start to finish. And it's all included, guys. You ain't got to pay nothing extra. Just show up, do the event. You get to learn all this stuff that ain't nobody else. I know events that are charging $250 for this class to do that stuff. So what else do we got here? We got Mike over at FIB. Not to mention T is originally from the Midwest. Yep, we went through that down there in the Show Me State, which is a fact. What else here we got? Let's see here. I saw a study that showed 1 in 4 people posting on Reddit are fake, just a computer beeping and booping. I'm going to tell you right now that they are whatever fake they are the most liberal fake things I've ever seen. Like, these people, I caught hate that I could never even imagine about raising chickens. I was called a Nazi. You name it. It was insane. 300 and something comments, over 90,000 views to tell me I was a piece of shit because I raised chickens myself.
Yeah, T. How dare you? How
dare you be a racist piece of garbage that's raising your own food?
Oh yeah.
Like,
if the camera was closer when we do our lives, I have my Greta Thunberg. It says, "How dare you?" sticker. I put it in front of the camera every time someone says something offensive. Yeah.
My arm would have went to sleep from holding it up on Reddit. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah, I definitely am a subscriber to Dead Internet Theory. I think it's absolutely true that almost 50 to 60% of every commenter on every platform is a bot. They're just
Oh,
AI
man.
program bots designed to just flood it's designed to push the audience one way or the other. And Reddit is the liberal extension, and then 4chan is like the weird right-wing extension. It's like two extremes, and it's just full of bots just talking shit the whole time. And
It's horrible.
It can be hilarious to watch, but don't you dare comment, or you're about to.
Oh, man.
Doxed.
I
Hardcore.
jumped in there and I could not even keep up with them. They were popping up so fast that
Yeah.
I had to just leave. It was that quick. So,
Yep.
and then my wife said, if you took Chat GPT away, half the people, that's my fear. Like the AI stuff, man, people are relying, and I get it. Like it makes things super fast. You can throw a picture in there and say, hey, do this for me. And bam, here you go. There's your thumbnail, all that stuff. But I tell you, I think people are relying way too much in the realm of AI.
It's going to kill a lot of entrepreneurs, man. It's going to kill the artists. It's going to kill the musicians. It's going to kill the website guys. It's going to kill so many things. And then we're going to start. But then I don't know how many people I watch even in doing homesteading things where they're at like a farm trying to figure out what to do for something, and like, oh, AI overview. And it's like, take the sheet, poke it in the butthole with your thumb, and then you'll know if it's a guy or girl. And I'm like, dude, did you actually just read that from an AI overview and you're going to go poke that ram in the butt with your thumb? You're dumb, dude. Like, no, don't do it.
It's happening.
You know
it's
what?
happening.
Do it.
Yeah.
Please do
You
it.
should do it. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that's how the world weeded out the ones that shouldn't be. Like natural selection, man, survival of the fittest. Go ahead and do it.
It's no longer natural selection. Now it's artificial selection.
Artificial selection. Yeah, and Jules F. I started coming from Texas. People come from everywhere. We've got some that come from Australia to our event, which is awesome. And of course, the Sovereign Health Summit, we've got Barbara O'Neill, who is, her and her husband from Australia. And of course, they tried to throw her in prison for saying that putting baking soda topically, like on your skin, to take care of ailments, and then drinking goat's milk is why they tried to throw her in prison. It was insane. Like we had Michael O'Neill on, Billy and I, talking to him about the craziness going on in Australia and overseas. That, I mean, coming to a United States city near you. I mean, it's a reflection of what we're looking at here. Do you guys think, I mean, I always ask people like this, and you guys have been in the preparedness thing for just as long as I have, for years and years and years, most of our lives doing this type of stuff. It wasn't even considered preparedness. It was just a way of life. But 20 years ago, man, the stuff that you were crucified and chastised for, like today, is just normal routine chat. Would you agree with that? I mean,
100%. It's the normalization of those sins that, again, take those different notches off that allow you to accept that as this is just how things are, or this is just how things are today. That's
right.
Really a part of that pre-programming or reprogramming of what they want society to actually be like. Not like what we used to live like.
Well, it's all lies.
Yeah.
It's a face, right? So before, if you, like you were mentioning earlier, if you chastise women liberation, you were being seen as being an anti-woman person. But the real thing was most people saw that women's liberation was a mask behind socialism. Mm-hmm. And then you had multiculturalism, and then you had acceptance, and then you had the alphabet soup party come in. Every one of those was a lie. Like the average one of us does not care what your gender is. We don't care who you love. We don't care what you do, as long as you don't involve my kids, as long as you don't try to push it into parades, as long as you're not trying to affect public policy for the negative. But every single visage, every single lie was masked behind a moral virtue.
You bet.
And so they took a moral virtue, or what they called a moral virtue anyway, and they put it up as a force field so that any criticism of the thing behind it was repelled by the mask of the moral virtue.
Very much.
And that's what they've done systematically. They've weaponized our own incompetence against us. They've weaponized our inability to see beyond the veil.
Yeah, I agree with that. I remember, and it has been over 20 years ago, I was sitting, and I don't even remember who I was talking to. And I was like, man, old Daddy Bush there, you know, the Trilateral Commission and the New World Order. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
I was just about
Yep.
flogged
Same.
for saying that. And now it is pretty much so a normal conversation in today's day and age. And I was like, man, where were you guys at 20 years ago? What happened?
Right?
You know, I
Well,
mean,
no, we've moved on. Now we have aliens, and that's perfectly cool. And now there's shit in the bottom of the ocean, and that's perfectly cool. And wait, we've moved on from Epstein. We've moved on from the Trilateral Commission and all that stuff.
Your
Like
Bohemian Grove conversations.
Yeah, like
all
no one,
those things.
everyone's like, oh yeah, I saw the Statue of the Owl. I saw that shit on Alex Jones. It was normal.
It's all been
Yeah, what's
demystified, but it's a sleight of hand. It's if you look what my left hand's doing, you'll never see what my right hand's doing.
Yep.
I really think that in the preparedness world, not just the preparedness world, but in the world in general, I think those higher powers that shouldn't be have used the media to desensitize everyone. I mean, think about Jerry Springer, you know, back in the day, some of the stuff that was said on there, people don't even flinch at now.
Howard,
they don't
Howard
even
Stern.
flinch at. Oh, Howard Stern, like, and everybody's like, yeah, so big deal. What, you know, back then it was the end of the world that they would say something like that. And I think, you know, just down to video games, the television, the movies, the whole things. I don't think, it's a fact. We are so desensitized in this day and age. We have our political leaders that are raping and eating and drinking blood of children and all kinds of craziness. That is a fact, and have put it out there minus the person's name next to the email, and ain't nobody even flinch except for a very select few.
Yeah, well, it's gotten to the point where in today's world, normal moms don't care that their kids see sexually explicit material in a movie. Now, and I don't mean corn. I mean just like they'd see a nipple slip.
Right.
And that's okay. Whatever, man. It's a nipple. It's normal. Everyone has them. Why do we hide it from kids? Well, I don't know. From the same reason I wear pants and underwear. I don't walk around exposing myself. There's a reason I want privacy. It's why I wear fucking clothes. It shouldn't be. This should not be hard for anybody.
It's only acceptable if it's a Disney movie, though.
Right. If it's a Disney princess wearing a thong bikini, it's perfect.
Oh my gosh.
You know, but no, you're right. They've desensitized us to the point where nobody cares about anything, and nihilistic hedonism has become the mainstream. Everyone's like, "Oh, whatever, you do you, I do me." And I'm like, well, but if what you're doing is destroying society, you are actually my enemy, and I'm okay with saying that to you.
I think
tolerance is a word for men with no standards.
I think you do you, I do me. There's that gray area where we don't cross over. Well, and that's it. You do you means you're not throwing all that crap on me. I shouldn't have to see it and deal with it, and vice versa. You shouldn't have to, like this show right now. Anybody out here in the chat, if you don't like what you're hearing, get out.
Yeah.
You don't have to be here. It's that simple. So I'm not pushing it on you, and vice versa, you know, but no, we've just been so desensitized. I'll tell you something else I feel like that the world has become is, and I don't want to sound dark again, but I feel like everybody preaches too much God is love stuff. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the God.
Yeah. Yeah. You're talking about
the God of right. You know, I'm not saying to be the perfect Christian. All right. But I will tell you this is that the God of the Old Testament, he didn't mess around. You did something you weren't supposed to. He just annihilated you off the face of the earth. 100%. He just commanded the children of Israel to go in and just take everybody out. You have Christ that everybody paints the portraits of as this little fairy looking, soft handed guy. I mean, the man was a carpenter that walked thousands of miles in his day and drove moneylenders out of the temple with a whip. And you're telling me that it was all love? I think we got too much love. I tell you, I can't stress this enough. In my opinion, you need to take this in consideration. God does not love evil.
Sure. 100%.
Correct. He hates
God does not. God does not love pedophiles. All right? God does not love these things. And the sooner that you wake up to that, the more in touch with the good Lord you're going to be, I think. So
The Bible says that God is angry with the wicked every day. It doesn't go away. He doesn't take a vacation with how pissed he is at what people have done with his creation.
Yeah, people lost sight of what the true story behind Sodom and Gomorrah was meant to pass along.
Yep.
If you look at it like my savior is a table flipping, whip wielding badass.
Yeah.
He's not the
Absolutely.
buddy Christ that what was that movie?
Dogma
Dogma
with Buddy Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, man.
Yes.
Remember, Jesus cursed the fig tree for doing exactly what he programmed it to do because he was just mad in the moment.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
you have to think about it.
I think people and we've blown through this hour. This has been a great conversation. We're going to have to do this again, guys, one of these days in the future. But, people look at the Bible as this ancient, mysterious thing that you can't, you got to use a decipher code to understand. They look at God as this glowing orb in the sky and, all this mystical. At the end of the day, it says that man was formed out of the dust in the image of God. And so when you look at God, where he divorced Israel because he was mad at them, right?
Yeah.
He has anger. He's got love. He's got hate. He has all these things, these attributes that we do as humans. And so I think that's where we go astray when we talk about the Bible and we talk about God and Christ, is we put them in this place that they aren't. They are us, just in perfect form.
Yep.
Very much.
Well, God is love is pretty much the YouTube equivalent of likes and clicks. You're not going to get more butts and pews if you talk about the anger of God and the actual standards he requires people to hold themselves to. But you're going to get a lot of people in the pews if you're like, God is love. Let's sing Jesus loves the little children. Let's have a open communion for anybody and everybody, regardless of anything. Pass the plate while we have the Christian rock group hype you up emotionally from the stage. I call it salesmanship for the Lord, and I hate it. I hate salesmanship for the Lord. It's bullshit.
I grew up. My mother was a gospel singer, and we actually were on the road for quite a few years with an evangelist. And we've sang in everything from Pentecost, United Pentecost, Methodist, Baptist, Southern Baptist. We've been all over the place singing, and it was insane to see a lot of that in the churches. It was actually sickening. It turned me off of religion. At least the milk-fed Christianity, I like to call it, because it is.
There's Christians.
Go in and be told what you want to hear and put a bunch of money in the plate and buy your way into heaven, the end. So I don't know. This guy here, he said, "Are you a Muslim?" Not that I know of. Nope. So I'm not sure who you are. Are you a Muslim?
I have never married a goat or a 7-year-old. So no,
I have never married a goat. In fact, I have goats outside. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I'm pretty sure that's probably one of those bots.
Yep.
you do you, Mr. Bot.
Thank you for the entertainment, sir. I eat bacon.
He said I look Muslim. I didn't know blue-eyed, blonde hair. I don't know. I've never been to Afghanistan. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't there. I didn't think I looked Muslim, but okay, I'm definitely not Muslim.
Yeah,
what weird statement.
Yeah, what's a Muslim look like? Why don't you qualify that?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Like Peter Bertucci said, I think that's how you say his last name. And the out of doors guys, I'm right there with you. Luke 22:36. I am convinced that men such as us were born for times such as these.
Yep.
And God does seek to qualify those that are warriors, that are actively looking to be of service. And if you are one of those people that sold your cloak or your whatever it was,
your garment
for a sword, your garment for a sword, hats off to you, because we can hang out and drink whiskey.
Absolutely. Well, guys, it has been an awesome hour. Actually getting to sit down and chat and talk about a few. This has been a great time. I've really enjoyed it. We'll have to do this again. When is your event, so that anybody that is not making it to this end of the earth can make it to your end?
May 5 through May 10 at Bloomington West Campground, Clinton Lake, Kansas. It's right off I-70, the main highway through the United States of America, in between Topeka and Kansas City. Boom, right in the middle, just a little bit south. All the details can be found on our website, MidwestPreparednessProject.com. All social media of the exact same name. You're going to love it. We open the gates to the public on Tuesday at noon. All of us as staff will be out there on Monday setting up the tents, getting all the vendor areas set up, getting
Hanging
the
the trash
checkpoints,
bags.
hanging trash bags, cleaning toilets, all the stuff that you got to do when you put on something like this. The big days are going to be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Each day we have 3 classes. Each day we have events in the evening. Each day there are youth and children's activities all day long. We are Norman Rockwell come to life. We absolutely do not believe that prepping and homesteading is supposed to put husbands and wives in conflict with who gets to go, who stays home and watches the kids. How about both husband and wife and all the kids attend the event, bring a tent, bring a camper, stay in a hotel in Lawrence or Topeka. I don't care. Come in and day trip. Just experience what we do. We have barter events. We have movie nights. We play the Without Rule of Law card game on Friday night around the fire. It's an amazing time, and you will not be disappointed. You will find out why TJ Morris, Bear Independent, said we are the absolute coolest vibe event in the United States.
100%.
Good old TJ, man. Bear Independent is the man. We've had him out there as well. He's one of those guys who just hit you salt of the earth. That'd be the best
Salt
way to
of the
put
earth.
TJ, man. You know exactly where you stand with him, and he is no BS dude. He is 100%. And I got to keep asking this guy. He says, "Are black people man,
Of course.
what is wrong with you?"
J.A. Dudley was there with TJ Morris.
Look,
Dudley was at our event too. Look, guys, my partner is Billy Bond, who is black.
Don't feed the trolls, man. Don't feed the trolls.
Man.
Yeah.
But that's it. We're just gonna take him off there. I think he's on another channel. And no, Muslims are not welcome because we don't like people who like who worship a pedophile, because that's what you do. If you're Muslim, that's what you're worshiping. You're worshiping Allah, who is a freaking pedophile, you guys. So that the end. Sorry, it is what it is. Now you're racist, he says.
Wait a minute. Bobby's Italian too. He's offended for you.
Oh, man.
I'm Italian. We put the extra letters in the last name.
Couldn't you tell tonight, Peter? Come on, man. Bertucci. Come on, bro.
Yeah, what about Pete Robertucci? I mean, that's as Italian as you can get. I can't even say Spags' last name. That is between Pete Robertucci and now, guys. I guess this is what it means. I mean, this is how it works when you're trying to teach. When you're talking truth, when you're preaching truth, when you're trying to do good, you always have evil right there trying to.
There's always a snake.
Well, always is.
Real story. 2 events ago, last spring of 2025, TJ baptized us.
Oh yeah,
in the lake.
Awesome.
We came out of the water, and no shit, right there on a rock, 10 feet from us was a copperhead, all coiled up, just looking at us, watching.
Wow,
didn't move, but just coiled up watching. And there was several of us that got baptized that day. And as we came out of the water, I just happened to look over and I'm like, Patrick, check that out. And I looked at TJ, I'm like, look at that. And we're like, we looked at it. I said, you lost 3 today, buddy. You lost 3 people today. And just
that is awesome.
It never tried to strike us. It couldn't touch us.
That is awesome. Yep. Well, guys, what would you like to leave the viewing audience with tonight before we wrap it up?
Midwest Preparedness Project. Come out. See what it's like to watch families engage with families. See what it's like to see a free range event where people get to learn real life skills, meet real life people, doers helping doers, not backseat drivers, not shit posters on the internet. It's real stuff.
T,
absolutely.
Thank you for having us on. We really appreciate it. You have the greatest people. You have the greatest people in the comments. Everybody tells me your comments are great. We all know
They're
your
the
comments
greatest.
are the most fantastic, the greatest comments ever. But seriously though, Bobby and I, we talk about it all the time. Bobby is unapologetically capitalist. As he says, every decision is what?
Every decision in life is an economic decision, whether it's money, time, or effort, or emotion. Everything you do is an expenditure of one for another. Everything is an exchange. make good economic decisions.
Yep. And the purpose of life for all of you that are still listening is not to be happy. It is to be useful. It is to be honorable. It is to be compassionate. It is to live a life that shows that you have lived a life done well.
And a viable asset to your fellow man and community.
That's
Amen.
right.
Got to
Amen.
put that work in. Amen. Hey, y'all, thanks for joining us. Even God bless you. God bless everybody in the comments. God bless you guys. Stick around for a couple minutes. We can say bye after this, but y'all know the drill. We got one more show before Mountain Readiness. I got Mr. Angry American on next Monday. So you guys know it. Y'all stay safe. Stay ready. We'll see you then.
Have a great night, all.